Hi guys, hello everyone. How you doing? We are live with the update on the Baltimore Bridge collapsed, and we have given the update to you all guys that what is happening right now, and as well as we are receiving more updates, we will be sharing with you guys because this how this incident happened and why what are the causes of this incident as well. So guys, just give us one moment, then we will be we get started with the Baltimore Bridge collapse. um, Baltimore Bridge collapse shutter spot indefinitely, and that is really affecting the supply chain as well. Uh, the container ship Delhi lost power and collided with Francis Scott Key Bridge, causing it to collapse. And the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore on Tuesday after a container ship lost power navigating the channel and collided with one of the bridge support pilings and resulted in the indefinite closure of the port of Baltimore. The collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore on Tuesday after a container ship lost power navigating the channel and collided with one of the bridge support pilings. Like it did not, it like the ship goes into the support of the pillars of the bridge that caused it to collapse. Shortly after 1 a.m. on Tuesday, the container ship MV Delhi, which is 948 feet long and was laden with stacks of containers, lost power. As it was approaching the channel underneath the bridge, the ship crew and the harbor pilots sent a mayday call which enabled authorities to stop traffic over the bridge. After the container ship attempted to execute an emergency stop by deploying its anchors, it struck a pylon of bridge which toppled much of the 1.6 mile span into the waters of the Potapasco River. A construction crew was on the bridge at the time of the accident, and authorities said 8 people fell into the river. Two of whom was rescued and remaining are missing. The Coast Guard announced a transition away from search and rescue efforts to a recovery operation Tuesday night. The state of Maryland and the Federal Department of Transportation announced the announced the closure of shipping lane into the port of Baltimore, and until further notice, as the investigation, recovery, and cleanup efforts get underway. Jean Paul Rodrigo, a professor in the Department of the Maritime Business Administration at Texas University, he told that the companies with cargo bound for Baltimore are working to reroute those shipments to other ports with the capacity to handle. The first candidate will be New York, then it's going to be Hampton Roads, which is in Virginia, Latvia, but it's also a lower capacity. So it's a bit more difficult for Philadelphia, Rodriguez said. But New York and Hampton Roads can handle this traffic. He added that it will not a problem for those ports to handle the traffic for row ships, which can accommodate car driving and driving off. Given Baltimore role as a key port of automobile shipments, so guys, the port of Baltimore handle more than auto cargo than the other U.S. port with 750,000 vehicles flowing through the port in 2022, according to the port data. Ford and General Motors each announced that they are working to reroute auto shipments that were scheduled to go to Baltimore, and said that the impact would be minimal. The port also serve as a hub for other goods, including coal, as it was the second busiest port for coal exports in 2023. It is also the largest port by volume for farm and construction machinery, as well as the sugar and salt. It's definitely could create a bottleneck in the supply chain, resulting in delays and higher cost of certain goods on eastern seaboard. In February, the Maryland Governor Office announced that the Port of Baltimore public and private terminals handled a record 52.3 million tons of foreign cargo, like you can like valued at $80 billion in 2023, a record amount of cargo. That figures include like about 1.3 million tons of ro farm and construction equipment plus 11.7 million tons of general cargo tons. It also handled 1.1 million 21-foot equivalent unit containers. Baltimore area residents are also faced increased traffic congestions with the bridge out of action. The Francis Scott Key Bridge, named for the author of the U.S. national anthem, is a key thoroughfare that had an average traffic volume of 31,000 cars per day for 11.3 million vehicles per year on the 695 highway. Rodrigo said that the process of clearing and the channel of shipping traffic to return to the port of Baltimore is to normal operation is likely to be much quicker process measured in weeks or months than rebuilding the bridge. The bridge it's going to take I will say like 5 years to rebuild at least. Removing the debris from the access channel could take a couple of weeks or more, Rodriguez said. So, uh, also we are receiving more updates and we are giving votes after. Mayday call from Ship Day Baltimore Beach traffic. Um, we are discussing who was Francis Scott Key, whom he's a national he write the national anthem for the U.S. To whom after which the bridge is named the Baltimore Bridge, and there is more updates are coming on this Baltimore Bridge. How's the everything and how's the construction is will going on, and the U.S. Coast Guard has the latest on the Baltimore Bridge collapse is that U.S. Coast Guard has ended their operations. U.S. Transportation Secretary PTE says if private companies are responsible for the Key Bridge cargo ship crash, they will be held accountable. To be clear, if any private party is responsible and accountable for this, then they will be held accountable. But we cannot wait for that to play out to work right now. When asked if he had any idea when Patapsco River channel might reopen, he said that he did not have an estimated time, but was working with the relevant authorities, including the U.S. Coast Guards, to get it open as soon as possible. Not only do we need to get these ships in, there are some ships that are already in there that cannot get out. So it's very important to get that channel open. He said this is not going to be a simple thing. You have got the bridge, the wreckage of the bridge, and we don't know about the conditions of the piers. He said. So this is a complex situation, and they are trying their best to cater with it. So this is all in this live stream. I hope you guys like Simco. Don't forget subscribe to the channel and also do support us by super chats and super thanks. Thank you so much for joining.